contestant as we go through coaches on the hot seat, mailbox sports. Let's go through them one by one and find out what you think. First coach we got on the hot seat, one Shane Steichen. Let's make sure we get Shane's whole name out there because the name of firing might be the offense in Indianapolis. Anthony Richardson is not, how should we say, coming to his own, and thus the result of that, Daniel Dimes, I do not think will help out Shane Steichen. So this year, if the Indianapolis Colts have to swoon or finish real sub 500 to low in their division, I do believe that the seat is very scorching for one Shane Steichen. He could be on his way out, but you let me know what you think about Shane. Next up, we have who? Who's the coach we got going up next on the hot seat? Very hot on the trail, one Mike McDonald. I think Mike started off pretty good with his first two seasons. He does have playoff appearances, no playoff victories yet, but the Tua reclamation project, I do not know if it's taken off to the degree that it should have, nor will Tua's health, even if he is that particular quarterback, help him to solidify the playoff hopes in a stacked AFC. Mike, while I don't think it's a sacrificial lamb, will be a culprit of his own system and letting the system make him as opposed to fitting players into that system. I do believe that on a very hot seat is a one Miami Dolphins coach, Mike McDonald. Do think he's going to be moving on to greener pastures if the Dolphins do not swim a little bit above water. Next we have New York Giants head coach Brian Daboll. Now, some would say that Brian Daboll bought himself a year of time with Jackson Dart by drafting him in the first round. I believe that by taking such a risk of trading up to get Jackson Dart, if he does not pan out, along with the signings of Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson, and the overall lack of productivity as a Giants head coach, I do believe that while not super hot, the seat is fairly hot for one Brian Daboll, and we do want to keep an eye on that. Next up, Cincinnati Bengals whiz kid on the offense, Zach Taylor. Now, some would say that Zach's seat is not very hot. I say that it is very hot. Why is it very hot? The defense has always been a problem for Mike, or I'm sorry, for Zach. My apologies. And his particular team. Nonetheless, the offense has spent a large portion of the money to solidify itself with both wide receivers, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and quarterback also, Joe Burrow. With that being said, Trey Hendrickson is still at odds with the team on a contract extension, so he may not show up for the season. Could be something real or could be traded to weaken the even weaker defense. Pardon my French. And Shamar Turner. Or Stewart, my apologies. It's so many Shamars that got drafted this year, you never know what's going on. But Shamar Stewart, the 18th pick, I believe, is not signed. Could re-enter into the draft again next year. And so the tumultuous defense that is of the Bengals could be the very thing that has a team that made it to the Super Bowl in his rookie season, I believe. Could very well find him being on the outs and Joe Burrow finding another head coach to coach him in the Queen City of Cincinnati. Moving on, staying in Ohio. Two-time coach of the year, and this is something I never thought we'd be able to talk about. A two-time coach of the year in Kevin Stefanski being removed. Now, while some may say he is a casualty of war, I believe that he is on the hot seat because the offense has recessed in recent years. I understand that the project known as Deshaun Watson has not worked out in Cleveland. Nonetheless, with a somewhat above average defense and offensive mind that should be able to produce. The lack of creativity in the run game, the passing game is not opened up as well as most people in Cleveland would like. I know that firsthand living in Cleveland. And so I do think that Kevin Stefanski will be on the hot seat last. And some may think undeserved. Sean McDermott. While Sean McDermott may not be on the hot seat for the reasons that the other coaches are there, his teams have not lost games. His teams have been perennial playoff powerhouses, and his quarterback has gotten progressively better every year. And that's to say something with the current MVP. I'm sorry, he's not the current. Lamar is. We're having a bad night, but Joshy Poo still got a trophy to take home. And the reason that Sean McDermott is on this list with a mild ranking is because he has not gotten them over the hump. I do believe he needs to have this team ready to play on a week in, week out basis. But more importantly, you have to find a way to get past that devil that we call Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Otherwise, I do believe that Sean McDermott joins the rest of the team on the hot seat. Let me know what you think about that and more. We will talk about coaches and players on the hot seat in terms of training camp battles moving forward. Mailbox Sports, quick snippet into the off-season coach look ahead.